BKT World Men's Curling Championship Draw 20. Canada already locked up first place in pool play, but with one game left against Team Dropkin and USA, who have been eliminated from playoff contention. Before the start of the game, Ben Hebert has a shoe issue with his slider breaking and getting some extra help making the repairs, so Tyler Tardy needed to jump in for the first end as lead. His second appearance in this year's World Championship. That first end was a blank, and Hebert returned for the second. So in that second end, the Americans sitting one with hammer, skip stones, Jacobs throwing his last. He's able to get the takeout, and the yellow misses the reds in the back. So Canada sitting 5, already putting the pressure on. Now Dropkin, who's under 85% on draws this week, needs full 4 to avoid the steal, and he is able to get it as USA come away with the single to open the scoring, 1-0 after 2. Next end, a crowded house. Canada with hammer. Jacobs with his last, plays the hit on the yellow in the back, pushes it back, and that'll give Canada a score of 2 as Canada convert with the hammer and take the 2-1 lead. In the fourth, Canada sitting 2 without. Jacobs throwing his last, playing over 94% on draws this week, and he comes in with good weight. But check out the sweep from Hebert and Gallant, getting into top button as Canada now sitting 3, and Dropkin with a tough shot for a single. So Dropkin with his last comes in with draw weight. It nicks the red and rolls into bottom 4 a little too deep as Canada come away with the steal. It's 3-1 Canada after 4. Fifth end, Canada sitting 2 without hammer. Dropkin playing his last. After leaving his draw on his first stone way short, he is able to come in with better weight and draws to the pin as the Americans settle for the single. It's 3-2. After the break in the 6th, Canada sitting 1 on the pin with hammer. Jacobs throwing his first, gets the takeout on the yellow, and then rolls it over, and it is going to be just about perfect. Stopping just before the yellow stone, frozen in front of it. Now, to Dropkin's last. He's looking to find a way to match, gets the takeout on the red on the pin, and rolls it almost completely underneath the rock Jacobs just threw. A great response from the American, but there is still a slight opening for the Canadian, and he makes the most of it.
Right now it is the U.S. sitting the 1, just back of the tee line, full in the 8.
Clean, just through. Clean,
Clean.
yes,
Yep.
just
Clean.
through.
Clean. Yep. Clean.
Clean, clean it, yep, yep.
Trying to hold it up here. Hebert trying to hold it up here. Now, watch it, dig it, push it. Oh, goodness, how good is that?
Jacobs continues his unbelievable week, converting on the hammer yet again, picking up a score of 2 as Canada is up 5-2 after 6. After a single from the American in the 7th, USA sitting 1 without, and Canadian third Marc Kennedy with more magic for Canada.
Marc Kennedy trying to hit it across the face of that red stone, just like that. Oh, goodness. Hello.
Kennedy pulling off the triple run back double and sitting 2 inside the 4. The highlight reel shot from Kennedy eventually led to a blank in the end. Canada still up 2 heading to 9. In that 9th end, Canada sitting 1, 3, and 4 with hammer. Jacobs throwing his last, gets the takeout on the American stone. Can't keep the shooter in, but it's still a score of 3, and it's handshakes as Canada improved to 11-1 on the week. Their only loss coming to world number 1 Scotland, who finished 5th. Canada currently as a team just under 92% in pool play. They will play in the semifinals Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific. 8-3 was your final.
Assess the play of you and your team in the round robin.
Yeah, it's incredible. This stretch of curling for us over the last 30-plus games is probably the best stretch of curling that I've ever been a part of in my life. I know so far this is probably the best I've played for a sustained period of time like this, consistent. You know, it's a great feeling. It's amazing.
When you came into today, you talked about wanting to really focus on the rocks and the ice to be ready for the weekend. We've heard you talk about rocks and moving them around more than other teams. How does that be an advantage for Team Canada?
Yeah, you know what? We saw 2 different ice surfaces today. This afternoon was a little different, a little tougher. We loved what we saw there tonight. I just think that lines were a little bit more consistent and a little bit more predictable. Even Tyler said that watching, on the bench. A little bit easier to call line, put the broom down. It was a fast surface, so hitting our weights we almost felt like we had to dial our kick back a little bit. But I think we did a good job, and we caught on to it. We tried to help one another with good reminders. Hitting weights out here, the weights that we're calling, as long as we can do that and not get too overexcited, we get good results.
There's so many perks that come with finishing first, rocks, hammer, all of that. What is the most important thing to you?
Most important thing to me, I think, just finishing that game off the way that we did. We were all over the U.S. tonight. I'm just proud of our performance. We out-curled our opponents in these last 7 or 8 games. It felt like by a lot. And having hammer, getting to choose rocks, very important. We've had, our challenges with a few stones. I didn't really like mine this afternoon, and I didn't really like Marc's. So getting to pick those stones and go to work on that, really important, and having hammer is always big.
And finally, how did it feel hearing the crowd sing "Oh Canada" as you walked off tonight?
That I'll never forget that. We'll never forget that. It's too bad they couldn't all come together. It sounded like there was "Oh Canada" happening in different areas of the building. We were trying to kind of get them to sing along at the end, but the crowd broke out in our national anthem all over the place, standing ovation. They've been incredible for us all week. They're helping carry us along, and we really want to finish this off for the fans.
You'll play the winner of Sweden and Scotland tomorrow. Your thoughts?
Yeah, should be a piece of cake, right? Oh, yeah, they're 2 super tough teams. We know we're going to get their best. I think as long as we can stick to our game plan and play like we can, I like our chances against anybody in this field right now. So we expect to get their best, whoever that might be, and hope for a great game.
Thanks, Brad.
Okay, thanks, Kathy.